WandaVision. We got Godzilla versus King Kong. An Indiana Jones game coming from Bethesda, followed up by a new COD Zombies map. We have a new Apex season, new character. Jim, what the heck is going on? What's up, buddy?
I'm really glad to be back, man. Gone for a while since the first episode till what we're recording
till now, yeah.
4 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
It's been a minute, and I'm really glad to be back. I'm glad we can actually sit down and finally talk about some of this stuff.
There's so much going on right now that we miss. Honestly, like it's pretty hard to start. Most popular things probably. New Zombies map. I played it once or twice. It reminds me of Ascension. I don't know if you guys probably remember Ascension has the horrible monkeys that steal your perks when you're playing the game, and it literally makes me most mad I've ever been in my life. And it starts out black and white. The map kind of gives me Ascension vibes. I don't know if you played it that much yet or not.
I haven't had the opportunity to jump on it. I mean, it's only been out, 2 days?
2 days
like
now,
that.
yeah.
I haven't personally had the opportunity to jump on it. My brother has. He wants to run through the new Easter egg. I told him I'll do it anytime. But I have seen a few clips. I'm excited to do it. I want to try, but it's just a matter of sitting down and actually jumping in a lobby.
Yeah, having a fresh map is always good. Just have a brand new take on something, on what's going on and everything. Like the first map, I honestly wasn't the most impressed with. I thought it was pretty easy. I did the Easter egg a couple times, but there were so many spots you could just stop and train zombies, run in a circle, laser them. It's fun for a bit, but after that, like. I would have to force myself to go down or just be like, I'm hopping off. Like, there's nothing else to do on it.
Yeah, running through the Easter egg on that first one, I'm not going to lie, it took us a few more tries than I would have liked to have admitted. We ran into a few issues, hiccups here and there. I know a few people probably know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I know a few people probably know what I'm talking about when you would actually get lagged out of the server and there's nothing you could do with right before the final step. That was... Put a few tries into that, and that was a bit aggravating. Just so you could not get lagged out and end up getting overwhelmed by zombies. It was.
I about jumped out my window when I got lagged out. I was like, "You're joking right now." I just spent 2 hours of my life. It's 3 in the morning. I got to work at 6, and I'm just got lagged out of the Easter egg. I was like, "All right, I need to pray." It's crazy though. It's got a new wonder weapon. It brought back the perk Tombstone actually, which we haven't. I don't think we've seen since. What was it? Black Ops 2 or 3 maybe.
Yeah, along those lines.
It's changed a little bit. I don't know the exact whatever it is, but usually when you die in Black Ops 2, I remember Transit actually. If you go back and pick up your Tombstone, you keep your weapons and your perks minus Tombstone. Of course, you have to buy that again, which is good. I mean, round 20, you get down and you don't have enough points or anything, but you have Tombstone. You can go grab your loot. You don't have to worry about pretty much just. Like, okay, I gotta get a box. I gotta get it on from the mystery box.
You're not caught without a weapon, any perks, just so you can drop back down again, and then you're a burden to your teammates.
Like your pants aren't down. You're like, oh, what's going on? Like you're literally like, you just go run to your Tombstone, and you're like, what's up, kids? It's great. They did some more tweaks to Warzone as well and everything. They're constantly updating that. Not as many DMRs. I'm not seeing as many types, as many DMRs anymore. It's nice to have a variety. I like the type in the DMR meta for a bit, but now that it's changed, it's still fun because it keeps it fresh. If it was the same gun every time, you're not enjoying it.
I ran into my fair share of anger management with COD last night. I'm a little late to the party, but I'm trying to level up my MAC 10.
Yeah.
And man, let me tell you, it's tough. I'm not a fan. Unpopular opinion, not a fan of the new Nuketown map. Man.
It's pretty tough.
I was struggling.
Yeah. I like the mobility with the Mac though. Like I pulled out and I feel like I've increased speed. Like I'm permanent dead silence when I'm running around with it. That's the main thing I like about it. The Fennec is also coming up right now. It's another sub I see a lot of people using. There's not enough time for me to grind. Like this too. By the time I get one done, another one's up. But I like the Mac though. I'm still chilling with the Mac for now. It hasn't disappointed me really.
It's the benefit of being good with the crappy weapons, just so when their meta comes along, you're ahead of the game.
That's how I was with the FAL.
Yeah.
And then the FAL ended up popping off back in regular Modern Warfare, not exactly Cold War. Yeah, I saw some people starting to use that again. I used it again. I was like, let me see if the FAL is any good. It's 3 or 4 shots. It's not too bad. It's kind of hard to hit, but it's alright. It's alright. There's a big variety. I'm getting killed by M13s, M4s, snipers, some types.
Yeah, you're not seeing the same 2 weapons pop up on the kill feed.
Dude, I miss it because you could turn on them and 1, 2, 3,
right.
1, 2, 3, like gone, deleted. It's nice, but it sucked. I get why they did it. Like I understand the whole nerfing the situation and everything. But it's crazy.
I wonder if they ever purposely make a weapon overpowered on, like, for that point. Like, hey, we're going to make this a meta for a little bit just to mess with you guys, just so we can nerf it and buff another gun.
Well, there was thoughts of that, I think, back in Fortnite. If you drop a completely overpowered weapon, it's going to get clout and traction anyways. So whether it's like, how do you put this gun out without it being nerfed? Right. Same thing that happens in Smite. If you drop a brand new god to play and they're completely overpowered, it gets more hype and attraction than if you drop a completely balanced god with no problems, nothing going on, and stuff like that.
People are going to be talking about it. You get, foot traffic through your game, different stuff like that.
Like another example, when Elon Musk announced the Cybertruck, he was like, check it out, these windows are indestructible. Throws a rock at it and they break. And it became a meme and kind of blew up. But if that didn't happen, like, I don't think I knew anything about the Cybertruck until I saw the meme. And I was like...
Meme culture is very popular in 2021.
Strength, power.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
I mean, look at the stock market. I mean,
GameStop, what are you doing, baby?
In and of itself, look at the stock market.
To the moon. GG's Robin Hood, like, you do you. I don't know much about the stocks. My friends are into it a lot. My brother's into it, but like me, I haven't got much into it. But I see the memes. Like, I open up TikTok and it's like, yo, this Dogecoin's going to the moon. Dogecoin, man. I was like, I don't have any stocks, but like, good luck. If it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, it doesn't bother me. But like, speaking of like new seasons, so I play some Apex every now and then with the guys, and they just dropped a new season as well. They redid King's Canyon, which I'm happy. King's Canyon was the first map. It's probably my favorite. I don't like World's Edge. World's Edge is just too big for me. I don't enjoy it. But King's Canyon's nice. Kind of refurbished it, brought some stuff back, and dropped a new guy. I actually haven't got to play him yet. He seems fine. He doesn't seem completely overpowered or broken. But who knows? Like, his passive is you can now stack 2 grenades in one slot in your backpack instead of it being 1. So you pretty much double the amount of grenades you can carry. He also has like a cluster bomb on his arm, it says. And his ultimate is called the Mother Load. So it's a rocket, shoots off his back, and leaves a wake of like fires and flames, like a big thermite grenade that deals lots of damage.
Yeah, I'm not big of a Apex guy, but when I did play, I was a big Bloodhound.
Yeah,
with
Bloodhound's good.
You're able to see your enemies. Everything goes black and white. That was my guy.
Oh, Father, give me sight. Yeah. And it's just like he traces you down. That's it. He's ranked. He's a must and ranked. Everyone uses him ranked. Like him, Wraith, and kind of buries maybe a lifeline every now and then. Maybe not. Maybe Horizon, but he's pretty much always used. Honestly, Gibraltar actually is a must as well with his shield. But it's not bad. They dropped a new semi-auto gun as well. Nothing major. Nothing bigger than those changes. I mean, it's still pretty big changes to drop a new refurbished map. Last season they dropped a brand new map as well, so they're kind of keeping it popping. But season didn't get that much attraction. It hasn't been getting that much attraction as a game in general recently. But I think as like one of those games that's like a tight-knit community, and it's just well-rounded. Respawn the people that make it, listen to their community, build off of them. Stuff needs nerfed, they work on getting it nerfed, and items, stuff like that, they bring them on.
As long as you're pushing out that information, you're going to have a game that lives, and you're not ruining your game by trying to do something crazy, right? I think my big thing is with like Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah.
Like that game's gone on for how long now? And it's just they're constantly putting out information. I mean, they slowed down a bit. They used to put out like 2 operators every season, right? Yeah. Maybe every now and then you'll get a single operator drop, or you'll actually get the offense and the defensive operator. And that was something. Being gone for a month, hopping back on Xbox, we were running some Siege. We were doing just some unranked, nothing too crazy, but that's what one of my buddies who streams, we hopped on. We were on for about 2 hours, and just goofing off, having a good time. We were at each other's throats a little bit, hyping each other up, but they're constantly dropping new operators. Like the newest op they dropped was, I think it's Aruni, however you say it. And she's got like a cybernetic arm or whatever. And it's practically, for anyone who actually plays and know what a cap can is, it's pretty much just like a bigger cap can. And it's hard, like you can't destroy it. So it covers, it's like a laser door. It covers the entire door. They walk through it. They lose 30 health, something like that.
Oh, wow.
But that one character, they're constantly like redoing maps. Now, some of the maps they redo, not a big fan of. They redid House, personally. I used to love House first.
I did play that with you one time, and you're like, it's not as good as it used to be.
It's not. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I miss the old House.
So you said a cap cam. I guess a guy who's played Siege a couple times. I don't know what that is. So how do you describe like a cap can? I guess.
So a cap can is a character, and he has cap can traps, right? I think there's a specific name for him, but we all just call it. Okay. So what it is, it's pretty much a trip mine laser. You put it on a doorway, someone walks through, they lose some health. But the difference between cap can and a Rooney is that if I were to put it on a doorway, you can shoot out a cap can trap. A Rooney's, it gets put on the top, and I think, I might be wrong, but I think the only other thing that takes her thing out is a Thatcher. There might be another op, but I think Thatcher is pretty much the best way to, go against her.
Yeah. Okay, got you. Smite, actually, I guess recently quite a few games dropped new maps. Smite dropped theirs officially on console and PC, their new Conquest map. We talked about last week, a big open 5v5 game. Games usually take a while in Smite as well. There's no really set time for a Smite game. It's like when one team wins, it could be an hour, it could be 15 minutes, it could be 10 minutes. But they dropped it, and it's not bad. I'm not the biggest Smite fan again, but I played every now and then with the guys, and then one of my friends, he plays all the time, Dalton. He loves it. He's like, it's good, it's fun, rotations are good, stuff like that, characters are good right now. He's like, it's enjoyable, it's a good time to be playing Smite. So I was like, hey, okay.
I finally bit the bullet and started re-downloading it.
Man.
Can't wait for that first match back in.
There's so much to learn. It's such a learning curve with the game, honestly. If you played games like that, then you probably have an advantage. I haven't really played games like that. I think it's like a MOBA is what it's called. But I'm very strategic. You buy items, your team wants to buy items to counter your build, then you have to try and counter theirs, and it's like wit who can push each other's lanes and go attack their Titan at the end. It's fun. I like it. There's so many items, I'm not that good at it. Like the last time I remember the game I played that strategically was Destiny back in the day.
Oh man. Oh, Destiny.
Should have went pro. Should have went pro.
Destiny, man. I love that game, but it's a love-hate relationship.
It's a love-hate relationship.
You can't take a break without knowing that you missed out on a grind, and that's what it is. And I believe that's what they're aiming for, like specifically. I think when they were still in talks of doing Destiny 3, the goal, and now they're just going to do a very large D2 universe. The goal is to make it a more grindy game for those, more religious players. Now, for those of us that haven't touched it since the last season, or 2 seasons ago, last year, whatever it has been, I'll jump on every now and then when a new season comes out, Season of the Hunt, when that dropped, and I think they're past it. Yeah. But I jumped on, did the first mission, see what the story's like, and I just haven't touched it since.
Dude, it sucks. I was the biggest D1. I probably have the most hours in that game than any game, I'd probably say. So many. I was soloing raids. I was soloing strikes. I was going flawless in trials with randoms, not even communicating. I was literally cracked. Literally cracked at the game. It was ridiculous. But there's some cool new games coming out. Stuff being rumored and stuff. Like Bethesda? Little Indiana Jones game?
I'm excited for that. If it's anything like a Tomb Raider kind of vibe, I think it'll be a really good game.
Yeah, I love the Indiana Jones movies. I think there was talks for a bit about them making a 4th one. I haven't heard anything about that since.
Yeah, that's...
Or a 5th. It would be 5th. I don't...
Yeah, it would be 5th.
If you count the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull as
it is part of the...
Yeah.
They've talked about that for a while. The question is if it's ever going to actually happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who I'd want to replace Harrison Ford. He can still do it, I'm sure. The dude's getting old, though. It's going to have to drop.
If he's in there. I know they kind of passed the torch on in the Crystal Skull with, I think it was his son. I think that's who.
Shia.
Yeah, I think he was playing his son in that movie. It's been a while since I've seen it.
I don't know if I'd want Shia LaBeouf playing Indiana Jones. I can't see that.
It's just been a while since you had a movie from that franchise. So I think anything kind of feels weird at this point.
Dude, honestly, it's a good franchise. I'd be fine if they didn't touch it. I'd also be fine if they made a new one, but it was good. I like the whole...
You don't want them to ruin it by saying, oh, hey, let's rake a few more extra dollars out of this really well-placed and made franchise.
Yeah, it could be good. It could not be.
It could flop.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
It could be absolutely terrible. It's not out of the question.
Yeah, one of the big questions, though, is Xbox, since they have Bethesda now, is this an exclusive to Xbox One? Because they need something.
Right. Did they ever actually close that contract with Bethesda?
I think they did end up closing the contract with them, which is big if they do like Skyrim.
Very well could be an exclusive game coming out.
Yeah, there's no way like if they announce like the next Skyrim is exclusive to Xbox, then their sales would skyrocket like to the moon, like GameStop stocks to the moon.
Right.
But if not, like I don't know if Bethesda would really want to do that. Yeah.
You might. It'd be good for Xbox, but maybe less sales on their end.
Like you look at Skyrim, almost everyone knows that, and why?
Right.
It's on like
it's an amazing game.
You can play it on Switch. You can play it on Wii now. I'm pretty sure you can play it on your tablet. I think Alexa has something to play Skyrim.
You can always go back and replay Skyrim.
Yeah.
I absolutely love Skyrim. Chubbs was playing Skyrim last night.
Yeah.
When we were on the mic.
That game's so old, but it's a classic. It was Game of the Year when it was announced.
There's so many different paths you can take just because of how like customizable your character is with your skill sets, magic, armor, weapons. There's so many different storylines that you can just focus. So many different ways you could take one storyline. I had no idea for the longest time that there was actually a alternative route to joining the Dark Brotherhood, the Assassin's Guild and that. And there is. You actually hunt down the Dark Brotherhood, which I didn't know. And of course I ran my run through for it when I found out about that. But yeah, there's so many different possibilities. You just got to know where to look.
Dude, in open world games, speaking of that.
Star Wars and Ubisoft.
Star Wars and Ubisoft. Okay, give it a whirl. Like
I hope it's good. The Ubisoft is with Destiny. I mean,
yeah.
You know, D1 was really good.
Yeah.
We already talked about Destiny 2. I really hope that they put like a lot of effort into it.
I know.
I would love to see something. I think the hardest part about that would probably be making something if they include lightsabers. Gonna have to balance that out.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I think it could go places. A lot of the big things have been battle royales for a while.
Right.
That's fine. I love battle royales as much as the next one. I'm gonna probably play some after this.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, like, a new genre is gonna come out eventually, and I wouldn't mind a little maybe dabble in the open world Star Wars area. Like, it could be fun. It's gonna be tons of. I'd be shocked if there's not tons of character customization going on. Like, and all the alien races and the planets you can go to, stuff people love and enjoy, and.
I'm wondering how much of a replica it's going to be to Jedi Fallen Order. I don't know if you ever played that. I know I did. And, you know, open world aspect, to a sense. You get to choose what planet you're going to. You can kind of skip around. But it wasn't a true open world game. Like, you know, you had your areas, but it was always kind of like a brain teaser. Like, it worked your brain unless you knew your pathing through it. You focused the story. I mean, me personally, that wasn't really a game I was in any rush to 100%.
Yeah.
And once I beat it, you know, I'd run through it maybe on a harder difficulty, but I didn't necessarily try and go all the way with it. Yeah,
there are a few games, honestly, that I ran on a harder difficulty after I beat it. And honestly, they're pretty much all, like, Naughty Dog games. I'm talking, like, The Last of Us and then Uncharted as well. I beat them and I'm like, this story is so good. Like, it's like an HBO series type of thing you're playing. You're just like, I'm so attached to these characters. And you're like, I want to play it again just to get in there. And then, I mean, Uncharted's actually like coming out with a movie though.
Yeah, like, sadly,
Tom Holland
got pushed back to 2022. As of now, I'm still a little upset about that. But I mean, on Tom Holland for a second, like Marvel, He had a few movies before Marvel. I know that. But, I mean, Marvel, as for a lot of people, massive jump start. And, I mean, he's really grinding with some of the movies he's putting out. Like, I know I think it comes out February this month, Cherry.
Cherry, yep.
I want to see that. I saw the trailer for that when I was away, and that looked really good.
I love Tom as an actor. I think he does a great job.
I do as well.
He seems like a completely humble guy, too. He's like, yo, what's going on? Like, to his fans, he's like, I'm a young guy. Like, I'm just acting.
I think he said it himself one time in an interview. He's a walking meme.
Yeah.
Like, he really is. Just, you can find any interview or something. I love the Marvel interviews all the time when he would be with, like, Benedict Cumberbatch or something like that. And, you know, they're literally there to keep him from spoiling something.
I know. They're, like, holding his mouth. They're like, you may speak, and he's like, this is, and they're, like, covering back up, like... Because he knows, he's like, yo, don't tell me anything.
Right. And then
I'm about to spoil it.
Spider-Man Far From Home, I think it was. They actually Marvel used that to spoil the title on purpose. I think that was hilarious.
It's so funny.
Yeah, he seems like a really good guy.
Yeah.
I think, hey, you know, if you're gonna grind and he's grinding out these movies, good for him. I mean, especially when you're not focusing on just your Marvel career.
Yeah.
Like taking that time to go out, put out those extra movies, like, you know, not just sitting back saying, "Oh, I'm set."
He's good at avoiding like a guaranteed typecast. Like he is borderline typecast as as Spider-Man,
right?
But he is branching it out. Like if he plays younger Nathan Drake, I could see him playing a good young Nathan Drake. I could see that.
Yeah, it's a really good jump. Typecast as Spider-Man. I mean,
there's worse things to be typecast as,
right?
But like,
right, especially with the studio that you're associated with, Marvel being Marvel. But I mean, hey, he's going Cherry is an action movie?
Yeah.
Kind of, because it's a soldier kind of falling off his like pathway and finding himself
PTSD
again.
problems and stuff like that.
And now you're looking at Uncharted. Yeah, it could be an action movie, but if it's anything like the games, you have your puzzle, you have your mystery in a sense. Branching out.
Yeah, a bunch of like
new things.
Twists and turns. Like you think you're watching, you're playing the game, you're like, I know who it is. This is the bad guy, and this is gonna happen at the end. And you get to the end, you're like, yep, I'm right. And they're like 180. You're like, this is actually what's going on. You were wrong the whole time, and you're just like, what in the world? Right. And which is what I love about the games. Push out 3-4 solid games like that consistently from Naughty Dog.
It's a good franchise. I mean, it's almost like the exact kind of like role reversal on what's going on with Indiana Jones. I mean, hey, you have a good movie franchise. Hope you come out with something just as good game-wise, and now you're looking at it like, hey, here's a really good game franchise. I'd love to see it in a movie form. Yeah. So a lot of new but old things coming out.
Yeah, which I'm excited for.
Right.
Most video game adaptations to movies don't usually do that well. I've always said The Last of Us and Uncharted could make fantastic movies. Like if you follow them even to a T or edit them just a little bit, like they're so great. And The Last of Us getting an HBO show. Right. That was announced a while back, but like I'm excited for that. That could be done really well, especially being put on HBO, Game of Thrones, and everything as well. They have some pretty good shows on there, so I'm excited for that. And an Uncharted movie, like good actors. I think I saw is Mark Wahlberg playing Sully? I think in
Uncharted.
Yeah, I think I saw
something about that. It probably wouldn't be more than a Google search away to find out if anything's actually. But yeah, I think the big thing when it comes to stuff like that is not having too high of expectations because you can like overhope something and you just completely ruin your experience because obviously one's a movie, one's going to be a game, one's a game, one's going to be a movie. Yep. Like, yeah, technology-wise, we're in a really great age where pretty much almost anything is possible, but just don't ruin your cinematic or gaming experience by having too high of an expectation.
Yeah, that's a good point, honestly. And I
think moving on to the next thing with high expectations for movies, Godzilla vs. Kong, there's a lot of I see it all over social media, people taking their sides on who they think's gonna win.
Like I watched the trailer and it's what we all expect. It's what I thought. You got Godzilla. I saw him fighting King Kong in the trailer. Right. I'm good with that. It's a blockbuster brawler event that most people want to see and haven't seen in a while since like the old Godzilla movies from back in the day.
I know my one friend in particular, he is a massive Godzilla fan. Absolutely, like, that's his big thing growing up. Yeah. And, obviously he wants to see Godzilla win. Oh, yeah. And it's one of those things where it's like, he's upset because it's like, oh, they're portraying Godzilla out to be a bad guy. And he's, like, so bent on the fact that he already knows how it's going to go down because he got whatever information.
Like, due to the lore of Godzilla.
Right. Like, he got some information along the way because he had to snoop. And realistically, it's going to be... But he's upset because Godzilla is going to be portrayed as a bad guy. Yeah. So realistically, let's be honest, there's not going to be a winner. It's going to be a Batman v Superman.
As long as they fight more than Batman and Superman did. And
right.
Kong doesn't go, Martha.
Martha, yeah. Where'd you hear that name? No, it's going to... I think you're going to get some solid fighting time. I think since the first Godzilla movie that they came out with, like, redoing the franchise, they've really done well building their, like, monster verse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, obviously, you have your first one. It really focused on the main character going around, getting back to his family, what have you. And you really didn't catch a lot of the fights, but you had some nice fight scenes. You switched to Kong. You switched to Godzilla, King of the Monsters. You have a lot more screen time with the, what do they call them in the series? Titans.
Yeah, the Titans.
They're fighting a lot. I think you're going to get a lot of really good screen time when it comes to action. Personally, I think if you're following the franchise, the most recent Godzilla movie to come out with, they have the Orca, which they start talking with the monsters using frequencies. I think that's going to have a part to play in like how, you know, some of the initial fighting starts.
Yeah.
I also think it might have to play with. So Kong, the big theory I've heard is they brought Kong to Godzilla because he's rampaging.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. So they bring him
Kong,
in.
I mean.
Right. So they bring Kong in to kind of like settle him. Now, big thing is a lot of people that might not know is, oh, well, Kong is a lot smaller than Godzilla.
Yeah.
They actually covered their bases in that by in Kong Skull Island, he was still younger. So he's actually sized up quite a bit to the point where he's been doing some stuff. He's been hitting the roids. But no, so the size difference actually isn't as big as you would think.
Okay.
I think you're going to get some solid fights. I think...
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be like what everyone's thinking where Godzilla's this really bad guy and one person's going to really have it. I think they're going to do a really good job at there's not going to be a winner. They're going to find out a way or something's going to happen where you really don't you don't get an answer. Because if it's any... Like the last... It's not the first time Godzilla's fought King Kong.
Yeah,
but, you know, the older movie and at the time, like
claymation looking
people in suits, like rubber suits. It's pretty much what it is, and it's one of those things where, in my opinion, it was practically, you know, Hollywood versus Japanese movies. Like, our monster's better than yours? Because if you will go back and watch that movie, in a sense, King Kong won. Yeah. I don't know if there was a sequel. There's one in particular. I don't know the exact title to it other than Godzilla vs. King Kong. But it's pretty much, hey, our Hollywood monster is better than yours. So, but obviously all of that dispute isn't going to happen in a movie when you have all this money on the line nowadays. So I think you're in for a really good movie.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah, the trailer was like, what in the Pacific Rim is going on here?
Yeah, pretty much.
And I saw like the end. It reminded me of that scene from what's it called? Infinity War, where Thor grabs his hammer.
Oh yeah, and he's
like going for the head, and then Kong like grabs something, and Godzilla's like fire breathing him, and he like channels it with whatever he's picking up because I guess Hollywood, and he's like going for the head, and it ends. I was like, I've seen that before. I was like, you can't fool me. Yeah. Kong's going for the head. Like, my G, relax.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that movie. I think it's gonna be really good.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I expect. Speaking of like transformations and stuff in movies, with Colin Farrell, I believe the guy playing Penguin, his transformation from Colin Farrell, like his normal looking self, to Penguin.
To Penguin is insane.
Is insane. Like the cast actually didn't recognize him. Like he walked around and they were asking him like, "Hey sir, are you lost? You need help?" And he's like, "It's me." And they're like, "Yo, like Colin."
Really, yeah, you see the side by sides. It's extremely well done. Like, you know, Robert Pattinson. Hey, I've heard people say they can't wait for the movie. I've heard people say that they're not, like, they don't want to see it. Yeah. Personally, I would have liked to have seen more Ben Affleck. I think there's a rumor that Snyder's actually going to have a Ben Affleck Batman film coming out. I don't know if it's true or not. It might have just been a rumor. I didn't really research anything of it. I would like to see that. I think Ben Affleck was a really good Batman. Bruce Wayne, obviously you have him more in his seasoned years. Even if it's one more film, because now you have the Zack Snyder cut, HBO Max
confirmed coming out.
Can't wait for that. You're obviously gonna see a better portrayal of it. But I mean, Batman v Superman. You have the Justice League.
Oof.
And what he makes an appearance. I think Affleck makes an appearance in Flash. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Suicide Squad. I think he had a quick appearance
when he grabbed
Harley.
Yeah, Harley, Deadshot, or
he had a quick appearance in it, but I don't know.
I would like to see more screen time out of him.
Dude.
Which switching over to Pattinson, I mean, hey, be a good Batman. I'm all for comic films, but
yeah. But speaking of more screen time, I just remember this. I saw something online. So in the Snyder cut, I think it is, you're seeing more Joker as well.
Yeah.
And his IGN put out a post, and his transformation is completely different, which they talked about later on. So they're hey, Joker's gonna be getting a different look in it from the gangster looking one that Jared Leto's playing, but Jared Leto's still playing him with a different look. And my thought is, give the guy another chance.
Right.
Give him another chance. Not enough screen time in Suicide Squad. Most of the scenes got cut. It's not gonna hurt you.
Right. I mean, put it out there, see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. DC's playing catch up with Marvel.
Yeah.
I think they have the opportunity. If they would have slowed down a bit, I think they had the opportunity that they could have really done a really nice job with their cinematic universe. But in all reality, they're just rushing everything.
Yeah.
I mean, they had one Superman movie. I think it went Superman and then Batman v Superman. I don't think Wonder Woman was out at the time.
Yep, I think you're right.
And then it went.
That's when we first saw Wonder Woman was BVS.
Right, and then it went Wonder Woman solo film, and then you jump right into a Justice League movie.
Suicide was in there somewhere as well.
Yeah,
it was kind of canny, but kind of non-canny at the same time.
Right, it really didn't have anything to do with the main Justice League force.
Yeah.
I mean, and hey, I guess it's a spin-off.
Mm-hmm.
Spin-off movies, by all means. I love that they're putting more time into side characters or other main villains. I really like that aspect. But I mean, just take your time. Stop rushing it. Let's be honest. Marvel's got 10 years on you, 15 years on you. You're gonna be playing catch up.
Slow and steady. That's how it is at this point. You keep wiping your universe and starting over and getting actors that don't want to play the whole time.
I think even Ray Fisher.
Yeah, he doesn't want Cyborg. For those of you that don't know, the guy who plays him.
Yeah, I don't even think he wants to come back. I think they had issues on set with him versus director or something.
Yeah.
They were having issues, and I don't know where he stands now. But I know he was in a rough spot with the DC Warner Bros. I think it was Warner Bros. in particular.
It's you need to make contracts and let these people know. If you're trying to start a cinematic universe. And DC's pretty much where it started with theirs, comic-wise with the Justice League. It was almost boom, a major crisis happened, and they had to form. It wasn't little stories here and there. It was everyone's coming in together to fight off something.
And you have your Steppenwolf aspect of it in Justice League, but again, it just all felt so rushed. One of those things, I know I've brought it up off camera, but I think in Justice League, you have Aquaman with his trident already.
Yeah.
And I don't know timeline-wise how it takes place, but I just thought with the whole story build-up that they had to that in Aquaman's solo movie, that would have been really cool to see before you bring him in, because timeline-wise, I believe Aquaman's a prequel to Justice League in a sense.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's if you wouldn't have rushed it and you would have put out an Aquaman movie before and you're seeing this build up what Marvel did, you had a solo Captain America film.
Yep. Two Iron Mans, two or three.
Yeah. I think you maybe had two Iron Mans.
Yeah. With
because Black Widow was already involved.
Yeah. Yep.
That's right.
You saw Hawkeye and Thor. You had Thor movie as well.
Yeah, you had your Thor movie, you had your Iron Man movie with the Black Widow in it. You had your Captain America movie. You had your Hulk movies. He was recast, but I mean, you had one Hulk movie. I think I know was part of it, the Incredible Hulk. I don't know if the other one actually counts to that timeline.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
But I mean, they had those individual movies where they built into it, and now you've got DC where they're putting out their Justice League, their Batman v Superman. It's an interesting take. Yeah, right. And you see how it did. It's not a now. I would say I like Batman v Superman more than the average person. But again, it's not my favorite film.
Yeah, I watched BVS a while ago, and I was like, I enjoyed it, but I was like, I came to watch Batman vs Superman, not like 5 minutes of a fight, and it ended by him saying his mother's name, and I was like, dude, come on, like this is a fight we wanted to see. And then Justice League did not help them at all, really. But they're pulling in big guns, like no pun intended, James Gunn.
Yeah,
is actually like directing Suicide Squad now. He was like, he tweeted, he's like, Warner Bros, let me do what I want with this film. And if you know anything about James Gunn, like, go back to what do you put out for Marvel?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's some people's favorite.
Right.
Characters you've never heard before, and this guy took them and made them your favorite Marvel character. Like, that's not an easy task. I'm impressed.
I hope they get their act together, personally, and maybe Robert Pattinson's Batman. Maybe it'll be a start to it. Maybe Flashpoint. Hey, I feel like DC, they did it in CW. They used Flashpoint for a massive, like...
Rewrite.
Pretty much. Hey, if that's what it takes, if you really are going to do that on, like, a movie level where it's, like, you know, obviously more important. And, you know, you have Ezra Miller. This is a little kind of unrelated, but Ezra Miller's cameo in the Crisis on Infinite Earths for the CW show, like, that linked all of that. That was cool, but, I mean, you saw what they did on CW Flash. They use Flashpoint. They use time travel anytime they need to reset something.
Yeah.
I just hope that they don't get into the habit for that with the movies. And if you're going to use it this early, like
you better not.
You got to make it count.
They shouldn't have used the killing off Superman that early either. Like, they messed up a lot.
I can't believe they cut Henry Cavill, or they went their separate ways. I think
he's still rumored to still do it.
Someone let us know, like, what the actual reason was, because I've heard stuff like, oh, it had to do with him being in Mission Impossible, or they just difference of opinion. Like, I've heard so much different stuff, but I don't think I've actually gotten 100%. Like, this is what happened. This is why they separated ways.
Yeah, I think he might still do some movies with them, might not, but like. The dude had Man of Steel, and you didn't give him another movie. Like,
right, and I mean, I think he was such a good cast for that. Like,
yeah, it's been how long? Like, imagine if they just dropped that for Iron Man, and they were like, "Oh, you don't get another movie. Wait till Avengers." Like,
which
no,
is
they
crazy for what Iron Man did to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah,
like, in theory, the man who made it happen.
Yeah, like literally, like there's so much. Speaking of Marvel, dude. Okay, so WandaVision.
Yeah. WandaVision.
Was not happy the first
2 episodes.
I was like,
odd. It was definitely. I was gone. Obviously, the last episode we talked about it when it was still going to come out.
Yep.
I've been gone while they dropped all 4 of these previous episodes, and I agree. Took a little convincing on some of my buddies while we were away. Like, hey, just give it a chance. Like, I hear they got big things in the work, but yeah, first 2 were a little strange.
By the way, we will be discussing WandaVision here, and spoilers, if you do not wish.
Yes, we are going.
And just a heads up.
We're going to overview. I mean, at this point, if you're not keeping up with it.
It's all over the internet at this point. That's why we decided we're just talking spoilers. Because you can't open Instagram without seeing it, almost. Unless you're locking yourself down like I told.
Especially the newest episode. There's a lot of big news, so I would skip ahead or stop listening if you don't want to hear what's going on. Yeah,
I'll see if I can find the timestamps and put them in the description as well. When we start and when we end the spoiler discussion, then you can just skip that. But,
so episode 1, they really don't give you much, you know, black and white.
It's a classic sitcom 4x3 radio
parody
ratio laugh track of a thing. Words exaggerated, like, oh, Vision, dear!
Yes. Oh, and all the jokes that they have in it, like when she made the joke about my husband's indestructible head. Yeah, right. Okay. I loved some of the stuff. Got it. I always hands down to Marvel. I will brag on Marvel, and there's discrepancies with them. Everyone can find something they don't like about them, but when it comes to their work, it's unbelievable how thorough they are. I mean, like. In WandaVision episode 1, if you're actually taking a look, there are pictures that point to Nova Scotia. What is it? The place that
where they came from. Yeah.
There's pictures that show like the building, a specific building from there. There's a whole bunch of different cameos and little Easter eggs just hidden in the framework. And if you go back and watch it and you look up, it's crazy. like
some of the stuff Strikers watch, like
right.
much stuff, Baron Strucker and everything.
Yeah, and it's like hats off to them. I brag about it. Like in my opinion, they are like one of the most advanced cinematics like studios.
It's crazy. It's
right.
crazy, honestly, the way they plan it out, and it's just like,
and it works out. And people
100%.
don't see it until like this last episode. You'll see videos going out, like people that actually go back and watch it just to find the hidden stuff because they know how Marvel operates.
Yep. So quick rundown. 5 episodes out right now. Comes out, I think next one comes out Thursday, I believe. Thursday
or Friday.
And so, first 2 episodes, you're watching a sitcom pretty much of WandaVision. I'm not going to say skip those, but I'm going to say I'm not really going to talk much on those because there's not much to talk on them. The ending of the 3rd one, Wanda's pregnant, she has twins. Names are Tommy and Billy. We can talk more about them in the comics and what happens later if we decide. But, so some lady helps deliver the babies. And this lady's name is Monica Rambeau.
Very important lady.
Very important lady. She's the little girl from Captain Marvel. The little black girl had like big poofy hair and stuff like that. This is her grown up. This lady is now part of SWORD, not SHIELD. SWORD, to put an example, SHIELD is the FBI.
Right.
SWORD is the CIA, meaning SWORD breaches out to the galaxy and everything else and handles that.
If you think it like, SHIELD kind of dealing with a lot of like Earth stuff, like anything that pertains to protecting the actual planet. Swords when you're going to start getting like, hey, they're branching out. They're going out with Inhumans, stuff like that. That's going to be where you're going to start seeing more of SWORD.
Yeah, like Earth is closed, Squidward.
Right. And I don't think either of us have any problem saying, like, we're not exactly the most informed on it.
Yeah.
But that's just, to put it into perspective, because there's probably not a lot of people.
SWORD's pretty vague. Anyways,
When you're watching it, there's probably not going to be a lot of people unless you actually, like, go into a research of it.
Yep. But they're there. And this lady got blasted out of Wanda's domain. So it's literally like a parallel hex universe. And
which they tease that Wanda actually doesn't know what's going on or how it first started.
Yeah.
Which, teaser to a villain, possibly.
Yeah. It could be. Most people's theory right now is Mephisto. Those of you that don't know, Mephisto is pretty much the devil. He's pretty much Satan of Marvel Universe. Meaning, people like to make... He's a big red guy. Everything's red on him. Like, horns and everything. What he likes to do is make deals with people. And when he does, like, a deal, you get what you want, but like it comes with tax. There's always a cost. Like I think Spider-Man, One Bad Day, I believe was the comic. Yeah, he made a deal with Mephisto.
Yep.
And
this is around. For those of you who don't know, this is actually also taking place around the Civil War arc, comic-wise. Because if you don't know, and it was kind of close to the movies, but Spider-Man teams up with Iron Man just to find out that and in the comics, it's not just Soviet Accords, it's you would have to give your secret identity up, and register as a superhero. So his big thing was he didn't want to. He was on the edge. Teams up with Iron Man. He says, "All right, I'll do it." Comes out as Peter Parker. A lot of bad things happen. He ends up switching sides to Captain America.
Aunt May dies.
Right. Yes.
That's the biggest thing. Aunt May dies, and he's like. And then I think that's maybe when he goes to Mephisto. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've read that comic.
I think he comes to him. Technically, I think he comes to him.
Yeah.
But he offered, hey, I can fix it, but the cost, the cost of everyone forgetting Spider-Man's Peter Parker, Aunt May, yada yada yada, is actually their unborn child, which he did not know about. Mary Jane was pregnant, and I think it's a little girl. I think it's a little girl in the comic. Yeah. And that like says something to him, and that's when he later finds out that it was his kid.
Yeah, it's good. Mephisto's not like he's not a good guy. Like,
no,
he's
not at
a
all.
Good guy.
Not at all. Like there's no beating around the bush. But yeah, people have said Mephisto. There definitely have said it to a point where it's like there's no way it's just Wanda, because she does make a comment when Vision's talking to her about it. Like I don't know how it started or something like that.
She's like, all I know is we're here in paradise.
But she's not fighting it. Yeah, definitely not fighting it.
Like, why would she? I mean, she saw her one true love, Vision, get annihilated, and then now suddenly he's back. They have a happy life. Nothing to worry about with their powers or anything.
I'm almost curious I think it's episode 4 when they're really diving into Sword. You see the video footage of her breaking into the base.
Yeah.
I'm almost curious because they mentioned Vision's last words, like last request was, "Don't use me as a weapon." That kind of thing. I wonder if he was in a base or something like that. Now, obviously, they're going to have some security.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Wonder if they were planning on using him for something and she caught wind of it.
That's
and
a
then
good
things
point.
went south from there. I thought about that because you see in episode 4 and 5, once they actually like announce, like you get Sword's official introduction.
Yeah.
He starts making Wanda out to be the bad guy with no give. Like you see Jimmy Woo,
FBI detective.
got the magic trick down from Paul Rudd. But yeah,
FBI.
Yeah. You see him try and stick up for her.
Yeah.
And the dude from the director of
Tyler
Sword,
Howard, I think is his name.
He has no give on the matter.
He's like, "What are you doing here? Get out."
Yeah,
He's like,
it's essentially,
okay.
But she did this, the terrorist attack. Now she's doing this. She took an entire city captive. I think he's a little less on the nice guy side. I'm not necessarily gonna say I think he's a bad guy, but a little sus. Throwing some susses out there.
Honestly, most of the characters in that show, you're not who you say you are. Like Agnes, their neighbor, something's wrong with you. You Zumba outfit wearing lady.
Yeah, that all has to do with Wanda, though.
Yeah.
You see when they try and warn Vision, which is Vision alive? Jimmy Woo wrote it on the whiteboard, and I want to know, is Vision alive? Because you see the flashbacks where he's missing his headpiece, like the stone, but he's obviously aware of what's going on and stops from Wanda's mind control.
He's like, Wanda.
Yes.
What are you doing, Wanda?
You've never lied to, or we've never. Yeah, they get in a fight,
and then after that fight, you get a little ding dong at the door, and Vision's like,
thought
you serious right now? Like, we're fighting. You're gonna have someone to open the door. She's like, that wasn't me.
Yep. And then you know who answers the door? Evan Peters. But he's not there as Evan Peters. He's there as Quicksilver. And for those of you that don't know, he did not play Quicksilver in Age of Ultron.
Nope.
Evan Peters is the one who plays Quicksilver in the Fox X-Men storyline, which is massive.
Yeah.
It is so big.
I did not see that coming. He rolls up and he's like, "What's up, sis?" And she's like,
"Oh yeah, can a long lost brother." Oh, yeah. I love the joke that the girl with the glasses in it made about she recast Pedro. Yeah, this is big. I can't say, I won't lie, I didn't guess he was going to answer the door. But I knew that they were introducing him into the show at some point. I didn't know it was going to be that exact moment. But, puzzle pieces are starting to go together, and you can see, so Disney bought out 20th Century Fox.
Sorry, Fox. Welcome to the cinematic universe, baby.
Massive. I remember, you got Mutants Coming Home, different stuff like that, and it's big because now you've got Fantastic Four openings for Marvel, you've got X-Men opening for Marvel. It's been the talk for however long. Who will they recast as Wolverine on Marvel side?
I know. I think he said he'd come back if he's in the cinematic universe.
He said he would, but the question is, how are they going to take that approach? Because I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. He's one of those things that I don't think you can replace. Who do you recast him as? I don't think he would come back for very long, and because he's getting old.
It's exhausting to keep up that physique, and it's not easy.
But so him coming in, making his Marvel debut, this is the first time that you see anyone from that universe interact with anyone from a Disney Marvel standing, other than or Sony Marvel standing. I'll say it like that since we do have the Sony Spider-Man thing going on. It's massive. It's big. It opens the gateway for so much more.
I did not know any rumors or teases about that Quicksilver being in there, and then I saw him, and my mind was blown. You could have had Freddy Krueger prance down my street, coming my bedroom, whisper at me in my sleep, like, "Hey, little kitty, Evan Peters is gonna be playing Quicksilver and WandaVision," and I would have been like, "Get out of here! Get out of my dreams!" And I never would have believed it. And then it happened, and I was like, all right. I had to call my buddy Rob, and I called Jimmy. I was like, "Yo, you need to watch this before this gets spoiled for you on social media."
I think they could take this quite a few ways, because if you look at it, you have the different comments, and if you're watching this show, listen to what they say. Like, if they're talking about something, think about it and just take like a few seconds. Like, you don't have to go into a research hole, but just know Marvel, like, they're gonna use this. Like, I don't remember what everyone was thinking Endgame was gonna be called, but I know we all didn't think it was Endgame.
Yeah.
Like, we all thought it was something else, or like
Part 2.
Yeah, like the last day or something, or the last stand. I don't think I ever saw an Endgame guess, and that's what it was. And they said you've heard it before.
Yeah.
They put stuff out. What are our kids' names? Billy and Tommy. They've stated that. So if you watch the show, they age themselves.
Yep.
They use it as kind of like a coping mechanism, but they age themselves to get what they like. They want a puppy, so they age a few years. They've stated those two are not missing boys. They're Wanda's kids. They are separate from the Hex.
Yeah.
So when this is all over, are they
Young Avengers?
Yeah, I mean, like, are they gonna be there? It goes to Quicksilver. Is this gonna be like? Is he gonna stay alive and be her brother? Because technically they're related. How does that play with Magneto? Like, this opens so many more questions. Yeah, it's so many new possibilities. I can't. And like I said, I'm so glad Marvel's the one doing this, because I feel like it's just going to be a roller coaster.
If it was someone else, I'd be concerned right now.
I'd feel like this would go south really fast.
There's a lot they can do, whether taking a Young Avengers movie. They have multiple other people. I just put out a video on this, actually, before we started doing the podcast. And what I'm saying was, if they take the kid at the end of Endgame, at the funeral scene, he was a little boy from Iron Man 3. Right. If you put him as some type of Iron Man as well, a younger version, he could be on there. You have Kate Bishop coming in Hawkeye. And
you do have Tony Stark's daughter as well.
Yeah.
For Ironheart. That's going to be a thing.
And someone else I was like, I wonder if anyone thought of this. What about Shuri from Black Panther?
Oh, yeah.
What if she could maybe dabble in the Young Avengers? I don't know, but
I believe that's the route they're taking for Black Panther.
Yeah.
Now personally, I see why they do it. Maybe, obviously, you know, rip to Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
I had no idea he was dealing with stuff. I know he meant for it to be like that. Private battle with cancer. Great actor. Hate to see him go. Mm-hmm. It's one of those things. And so, Marvel also has their own Marvel introduction, like in like respects to Chadwick Boseman, that I thought was really cool.
It was nice.
I like the theory of Michael B. Jordan coming back and taking up the Black Panther role.
Yeah.
Then the theory behind that is he dies at the end. He wants to be he wants an ocean burial in a watery grave. The theory behind that is when you see T'Challa take up his body, they actually don't put him in there, and they kind of do what they did to Bucky Barnes, and they put him in like a hibernation so they could fix him up, and they bring him back because he had his eyes opened, and you know, he makes his, like, he comes back to the world where at the end of Black Panther he wasn't a bad guy, right? Like, that's Marvel villains, misunderstood. But like, he comes back and he sees that T'Challa was doing stuff to outreach to the, you know, poorer communities, that kind of thing. And so, you know, his eyes are open and he starts to fight for the good fight, but with, you know, his own curve. I think, you know, the little sister approach, they'll do a good job with it. They'll do what they're gonna. But I personally like the Michael B. Jordan theory.
Either of them I'm fine with. I'm sure they'll do great on it. But they could go Young Avengers route. The other villain I've heard rumored, and maybe just me, but Nightmare instead of Mephisto.
Yes.
So Nightmare's he's a big Doctor Strange villain, and Master of Illusion, stuff like that. But pretty much what he is like, they're in a dream realm kind of right now. And a lot of those dream realms and sequences, and like, people don't know what's going on, and that's a lot of Nightmare's abilities as well. Like, I'll give you what you want, but like, I'm gonna end up taking something from you as well.
There's always a consequence.
So it could be. I would be fine with either. I mean, we know something multiverse is gonna happen. This ties right into Doctor Strange, like the cinematic universe. Like, Doctor Strange's movie is called The Multiverse of Madness. So it's like, there you go. Like, we know that's gonna happen.
Which, on the terms of the movies, For everyone who doesn't look anything up and you get all of your information from Instagram, social media, anything like that, just throwing it out there on a Spider-Man note, because Doctor Strange and Spider-Man are going to be the ones with, well, possibly Spider-Man, but Doctor Strange for sure at the moment are going to be the ones with direct ties to WandaVision's cause and effect. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and their female counterparts are not confirmed for Spider-Man 3.
Not confirmed, but definitely heavily rumored.
Heavily rumored. It's February 7th. Right before we started this, I made sure to look it up because there are so many people putting it out there that they are confirmed. They are not confirmed at the moment. They are heavily rumored, supposedly in talks about coming back, and there's so many rumors. Tom Holland had a quote about how amazing Spider-Man 3 is going to be. Just know.
He was like, it's going to be bizarre. He's like, you're not going to miss this movie.
They're not confirmed at the moment. I'm not saying they aren't going to be. I would love it if they were. I personally hope they don't confirm it until you see it in theaters.
Dude, imagine seeing that.
But there are so many people putting it out there, and it's not true.
Yeah. It is what it is, though. Like, I'd be down on... That movie, that's my most anticipated movie for this year. It's like... I don't think it comes out till December, and I'm just heartbroken.
It's supposed to be December.
I'm like, put it out in May or July like the other ones.
I want to watch it so bad. I'm so excited for what they do. But I think they're going to, I think that's also because they're probably going to kill what they can with WandaVision.
Yeah. They got other shows.
They're going to ruin a lot of things with WandaVision. In a good way. Like, they plan on screwing up the universe.
They got to do something to spice it up, though. Like, after Thanos, what do you do next? I think King the Conqueror's maybe. I
would like to see him, but I don't want to see him yet. I think, I brought this up in conversation just the other day. I saw Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom, comic-wise, is actually considered an Avengers-level threat, and yet, like, twice now in Fantastic Four movies, they've just handled him by themselves.
Which kind of is annoying. Yeah. I get it. It's one of their bigger villains.
He can be classified as an Avengers-level threat, because he is. He's extremely... And depending on where you look in the comics, he's an extremely powerful baddie. I would like to see him as an Avengers movie. I don't know how much longer they plan on running this. I mean, hey, make the money that you can. You have a lot of characters that you haven't touched on, even if it wasn't a like Netflix series or whatever.
Galactus is always an option, but that's...
I feel like they're going to introduce the Inhumans movie-wise. Like, they have a TV series for them.
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to have to do something movie-wise if they want to bring Galactus into it, because I feel like Inhumans
maybe Eternals or something.
Eternals, Inhumans. I would like them to take that route before they introduced him, because then you're just doing the same thing where you have Earth heroes, with the exception of the Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, going out and fighting an extraterrestrial enemy.
I mean, that's true.
Which they've done 3 movies worth because Age of Ultron was, but
no strings on me.
No strings on me. Great movie. I liked it.
Everyone inside Wanda universe, though, there's strings on them. Like, rip that. And no one knows who they are or why they're there. Vision tapped in a couple of guys, and he was like...
Oh, yeah, because they were all abducted.
Yeah, and they're like, help me.
That's why the one, like, when the neighbor chick and the other guy, like, he was trimming his hedges and ended up cutting into the wall. Yeah, they tried telling him. Like, I feel like they're somewhat aware, depending on who you are.
Yeah.
Because they kind of were like, we can't say. And the, like, sometimes they know. Like, the female neighbor. She was like, do you want me to redo that take? With Billy and Tommy?
Yeah, Agnes.
And I was like, Agnes. I was like, but I thought they weren't. And then you look at Vision's coworker who has no idea. So... I'm interested to see, like, what's going to be the difference between, like, why do certain people know and certain people don't.
She's like, do you want me to take the kids?
Yeah.
Oh, like, take them away? And Wanda's like, what did you say? And she's like, I'm going to hold the kids. You want me to redo that take? Like, and you're like, what is going on? And Vision's like, honey?
Yeah.
Can I talk to you?
I want to know if Vision's alive.
I don't know.
I really want to know if Vision's alive. So bad.
Dude's got the stone.
I don't think he is. Well, the stone's gone.
Yeah.
Because they... Well, what did they do with the...
It's been a while.
Oh, no, because that one was destroyed. Thanos destroyed all 6 Infinity Stones for their universe. Yeah. So, yeah, that would mean that I guess they did say it in the one episode that Wanda recreated Vision without the Mind Stone. But we'll see.
It's crazy. I was concerned the first few episodes. It's turning out to be a pretty good show. They said there's going to be a surprise guest that you would not guess would be on the show. I don't know if
I thought that was
Quicksilver's that or not.
I thought that was Quicksilver.
I think it's Quicksilver. There's other people that's like, it's not. There's theories on who else it could be. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if we see Doctor Strange come in at one point.
You could. I guess you could. I feel like.
But Quicksilver was definitely a big shock. Like.
Yeah, I mean.
So.
Like I said, I had no idea that was going to be him at the door. I had heard that he was going to make an appearance on the show.
I saw the white hair, and I thought it was Agatha, which is a white-haired witch that trains Scarlet Witch in the comics. And I was like, oh, so it is Agatha. Right. And then he opened the door. He's like, "What's up, sis?" And I was like,
"Your long lost." He has the accent, I think, in WandaVision though, which is crazy because they're kind of merging the aspects of it, like Fox and recasting joke, like But he wasn't exactly the same Quicksilver that you saw from Fox. He could.
There's rumors.
I don't think you're going to see a villain in WandaVision for quite some time because they're still on this, because there's a question: why did she go after Vision? Why, she apparently doesn't know what created the hex or why the hex happened. But she knows that she's in it and she's using it. Yeah. So she could be the reason that it all started. Well, obviously she's the reason, but she could have done it without any help. I think there's going to be a villain. I don't think you're going to see it for a while. Yeah. There'll probably be rumors or something, right. But I would like to know, it is an interesting realm. Anything that goes in there changes to, the 70s, the 80s, the 60s. And they even ask, why does she keep changing it? Yeah. Which is interesting. Which, again, maybe it's her, maybe it's not, maybe it's someone else running the show. No pun intended, but, literally running the show there. Yeah. But I'm excited. They've got more shows coming out this year. We got Loki coming out. We got Winter Soldier and Falcon. Yep. If they're going to be like this, I'm down. Just make the first two episodes better. I saw something that Chris Evans is apparently coming back as Captain America in something. I don't know how I feel about that. My guess is a cameo. It has to be a cameo. I don't want him to come back so early. Flashback cameo is my thing. I would hope. I hope he wouldn't come back present time unless it's now, I see this all the time. I would absolutely love a 6-episode series of Captain America returning the Infinity Stones. Okay. I would love that. Okay. If that's how they brought it back, I would love to see that. But I don't want it too soon because you have the heartache of Captain America, Steve Rogers. He lived his life. You just lost Iron Man. Your big two of the big three for Avengers. So, and Thor's on his way out as well. So, if you're bringing people back too soon, you're going to start to... But, again, trust Marvel. I don't think they're going to blow it. I think however they do it, it's going to be impactful. My guess is something like this, like Falcon and Winter Soldier, and one of them's they name a villain, and they're me and Cap were talking about this guy before on a mission. Flashback to the mission. Right. Here's Cap doing his thing, getting information, going back, and then they're back to the show. And it's just a cameo, but that's all you need to draw in more viewers. Here's Chris Evans again in the uniform as Cap. So that's my guess how it'll go. You could tease that a certain way. But there's a lot going on. There's a lot, and we were playing catch up. That was a lot to discuss, honestly. Usually we go more into details and stuff, but there's a lot to play catch up with. We should be back to bi-weekly though. Yeah, honestly. Probably depending on how things come out. Depending on drill and work and everything, but it should be fine. Hopefully we'll get someone on here soon. Yeah. I know we've got a few people we've talked about bringing on. Yeah, this one will be the first one that's actually videoed as well. Yes. I'm actually videoing right now, so that'll be up on my channel as well. And another big thing is we actually established a name instead of, what did we even have last time? We were discussing nerd news and geek talk and all that stuff. I think we put it up as geek talk or something. Yeah. Now, officially, name. Party chat. Welcome to the party. It's awesome. I love it. I think it's awesome. I hope you guys enjoy it. That was Tyler's idea. I can't take any credit for that. He texted me with it, and I thought that was awesome. Talking about this anime, stuff you talk about in the party with the boys, at gaming. 3 o'clock in the morning. It's either sus stuff or it's nerd stuff. Essentially. I love the name. Yeah. You guys like it too. Essentially same thing. Ty, you're the big Twitch streamer. You're going to be putting this out. I think I'm going to start pushing some of the teasers out for this as well. Where can I find you? Find me on IG, Antics1, Instagram. You can find me on TikTok as well. Antics as well. Guess what?
on YouTube as well. It's the same thing. Jim, what's my Twitch?
Your Twitch? I'm pretty sure it's Antics.
We'll put them all in the description. But yeah, pretty much all the same thing.
You've got all the platforms. You're everywhere.
It's my little alter ego, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Did you put your TikTok where they're gonna start seeing? Because you also push out information for.
Yeah, I posted a lot of theories on TikTok as well. Just stuff. One blew up about 45K views about a Fantastic Four Easter egg, almost, and WandaVision when they went to the Sword headquarters.
Yes.
So that one did really good. It's growing. It's growing. It's a progress, but it'll get there eventually. Like, anyone can do it.
Yep. TikTok and Instagram, same thing for me. It's Jim_Bill with a Z at the end. If you have anything that you heard us talk about that, obviously we try and say if we are uninformed. If we don't do a lot of research. I know I said that on one thing earlier. If you know something that we didn't research or you wanted us to go into more detail about, or even a theory that is like a popular theory that we didn't talk about that pertains to a subject, hit us up on any of those platforms.
Yeah, DM, send something our way. Yeah.
And we would love to talk about it, chat with you, do our own research on it. Like, I know Sword, we even said it, like, we're not the most informed. I don't think a lot of people that watch WandaVision know. I mean, obviously there are going to be your people that do, but let us know.
Yeah, it's not really a lot of. I mean, Sword's not really prevalent in the comics that much. It's like 100. It's mentioned, I think, like 100 times maybe. It's just it's not a big deal, which is fine. But it's curious. It's interesting that they brought it into the show, honestly. So I'm shocked about that.
So DMs, anything.
Yeah, that about wraps up this episode. It was a good episode. What was it? Hour 6. It went from 45 minutes to an hour to 6. But we had quite a bit to talk about this week.
Playing big catch up. Hopefully, we will be back on a bi-weekly. If we get hit with as much as we did while I was away, maybe we'll jump to a weekly schedule or something.
Honestly, yeah, we did discuss that. Yeah, because it was like there was a lot that was just boom, rumors, this, photos, James Gunn, suicide, like just back to back to back to back to back.
Constantly pushing everything to each other. Trying to make sure that we have content to talk about. So
yeah, that wraps that up. Make sure to drop us a like and rating, and if you see Jimmy Bell in public, make sure to slap him in the face.
It's funny.